All right, folks, you can tell by the title and the thumbnail that we're going to talk about the Beast today. This is from PMP Knives, and it is the Alpha Beast. But I wanted to show the packaging of it because it's actually very cool. Hard Pelican style-ish case with the name of the knife on the back. Don't know why that fell off. That had never fallen off before. That was always stuck on the top. I don't know. That's weird. But anyway, you get this nicely cut out foamed case with a coin even and a cutout for the coin. So it's not just thrown in there. It's all very intentional. And I think that's very cool. So this was loaned in from NAF, my buddy Mike in Vegas. And this is the Alpha Beast from PMP Knives. So PMP Knives is owned by Patrick Holenstein. Holenstein? Sorry, I'm not sure. From Switzerland, deep in the heart of Switzerland. And he named the company, it's his first initial for P for Patrick, and then his two best friends, M and P. And I couldn't find out what his best friends' names were, but that's what he named the company after. So that's kind of cool, actually. So this thing is a beast, and there was a lot of hype over it when it first came out. I have it now months later, which is okay. As we know, I'm not on the cutting edge of the latest and greatest knives that come out. That's just not how I roll. So there you go. But there was a ton of hype. Even Jim Skelton reached out to me and said, dude, you have got to get one of these. Like as soon as he did his video, I don't know if he reached out before the video went live. I don't remember that exactly, but he reached out to me and said, dude, you've got to get one of these. You can pre-order it and all this stuff. And I just did not. Like, I like my big knives. Don't get me wrong. I own several. I've had a bunch over the years. But I just kind of was like, okay. When I first saw pictures and initial videos and things of it, I thought, And I think what kind of maybe detracted a little bit for me was everybody's videos where this is the biggest knife ever made, it's the biggest folder, they've never seen anything like this before, and it just was over the top. It is over the top, right? And we're going to talk about that. So here is a Praetorian grenade tie, and in overall, it's similar in size. Dimensional wise, yeah, there is no comparison. Not gonna lie, this is like crazy. But if I look at it next to the Phil Harvey Peacemaker, well, yeah, this is the Alpha Beast is big, but it's not as thick. This is 0.388, and the Peacemaker is 0.40 blade thickness. Okay, well, Phil Harvey also made the War Crime. All right, so it is much bigger overall, and it's thicker at almost 0.7, 0.68. So this is not the first and only biggest overbuilt knife, but it very well may be the biggest production overbuilt knife. And I think that's where some of the distinction for me is. This is a production knife. They did a limited run, and as we zoom in, we can see some of that on the blade. Number 226 of 280. So it is a production, but it is a limited run. And it was affordable. I think the pre-order was actually a little bit less than the going rate at like Knife Center, at about $500. They had an all blacked out one for about $550. But it's an affordable knife that was easy to get. And I think for me, that's the distinction. It's a production overbuilt knife that you could get. Yes, you can get a Phil Harvey Peacemaker. And I think new, I think I paid 16 or 1800. I don't remember. It was either 1650 or 1850. I honestly don't remember. And I waited a few months. So yeah, you got to wait, but you can get them. He is still making them. Right now, you may have to wait about a year, but this, you just got to find somebody and buy it from them. Much easier to obtain. So I get that. So let's talk about the specs. 5 1/16 closed, 9 1/16 overall. 4.01 inch blade with a 3.83 cutting edge. Behind the edge is 0.024, and the blade thickness, as I mentioned, is 0.388. It is in D2, weighs in at 1 pound and a half an ounce. So it's just a hair over 1 pound, which is considerably lighter than the 2 pounds plus of the Peacemaker. Much more of a fingerprint magnet, the Peacemaker, with that hand rub satin finish. This is a nice stone-washed blade with bronze ano on the full titanium scales, backspacer, and clip with stainless hardware. Overall thickness is 0.9 inches, minus the clip. And it runs on bearings. So watch your fingers, because the blade itself is heavy. So you want to make sure you watch your fingers. I made a mistake with the Peacemaker one time, and I'm lucky to still have the tip of my pinky. We'll just leave it at that. This does work in the pocket. It is thick. It reminds me a lot of a Reese Wieland, actually. The Reese Wieland Fatty Slash, the Fatty Tonto, things like that. He actually made some 3/4 inch and 1 inch thick blade stocks. Reese Wieland did. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons with the Sharpie and the Delica. How about the VC Edge interface? I think it's a good comparison. 1.5 ounces, 1 pound, half an ounce. Yes, this thing is a freaking beast. PMP Knives makes some normal knives also. How about a Desert Warrior Olight i3T? So it's AAA battery. Since I pulled out the grenade tie, and they do make some normal knives, which is great. So you can check them out. I'll put a link to their website down below for PMP Knives. And they work with designers all over the world. And there's a list of designers that they work with on their website. So that's actually kind of cool. And there's a gallery on their website of a bunch of knives that they've made. And I think they did their website really, really nice. I don't know. Their website is a very nice website. Here it is next to a custom Hellraiser. I think this is a cool knife. I don't feel the need right now in my life to have some overbuilt knives. I mean, I'm not getting rid of my Phil Harveys because I've got the trifecta. I've got the Gladius, the Peacemaker, and the War Crime. So I feel good and I like having my Phil Harveys. I just don't think I need this. I would never carry this. I'm kind of past that big overbuilt stage. I used to carry my Reese Wielands. I used to carry my grenade tie. I mean, I used to carry even the Medford full ties and things like that. I think I've evolved, and I've just changed my preference in carry these days, where I'm not going to be carrying something like this. So for me, I'm just not going to go rush out and try to find one. They are sold out. You got to find them on the secondary. But I don't know. I think they're very cool. I don't know if they are all the hype that some of the other channels made them out to be. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down below your thoughts. And Mike, thanks for loaning this in. I greatly appreciate it.